Bom dia! Tudo bom, gente? Bom dia, Prof. Ângela.
Bom dia a todos.
Para quem não nos conhece, eu sou a Milinha Liberti da URGS, aqui de Porto Alegre, e a Prof. Ângela de Santa
Sim, eu sou
Maria.
aqui da Universidade Federal de Santa Maria, no centro do Rio Grande do Sul, né? Então,
Isso.
estamos
As duas
juntas.
Isso, as duas universidades de mãos dadas para a gente fazer mais um encontro de violoncelos, né, Ângela? A Ângela esteve com a gente desde o início, parou um tempinho, né, pela coordenação lá na universidade e voltou de novo. Conseguimos
Isso.
resgatá-la depois de algum tempinho. Que bom. Ângela, é sempre bom trabalhar contigo. Muito obrigado. Enfim, hoje nós temos uma professora muito especial, que é a Prof. Adriana Ransom. Welcome, Adriana.
Good morning. Thank you all. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Então, como a Adriana, ela é da Universidade de Illinois, ela fala inglês, ela vai falando inglês e a gente vai tentando traduzir. Quem vai nos ajudar com a tradução também é a Bianca. Welcome, Bianca!
Bom dia.
Bom dia. E a gente vai ter a ajuda hoje de duas alunas, uma aluna de Porto Alegre, que é a Estelinha, e uma aluna de Santa Maria, que é a Clarinha. Eu queria apresentar vocês para o pessoal. Clarinha, aqui, Estelinha, dá um oizinho, Clarinha, e a Estelinha. E todo mundo aqui apostos para a nossa primeira aula. Então, agora a gente vai colocar a aluna, vamos retirar todo mundo daqui, né? E a nossa aluna de hoje é a Mariana. Bem-vinda, Mariana!
Oi, obrigada, bom dia.
Bom dia! O que você vai tocar, querida?
Eu vou tocar hoje o prelúdio número 2 de Vila Lobos, é uma peça para violoncelo e piano.
Prelúdio número 2 de Vila Lobos. Ok. Então, a gente vai deixar a Mariana sozinha. Onde é que você estuda, Mariana? Fala um pouquinho de você para gente.
Eu tenho 21 anos, morava em Porto Alegre. Mentira, eu tenho 20 anos. Eu morava em Porto Alegre. Me mudei para Toronto um ano atrás, acabei de completar. Nesse momento, estou estudando com um professor daqui, que é professor da universidade que vai entrar desse ano para. Então, eu estou fazendo aulas com ele para preparar para o final do ano e ano que vem, se Deus quiser, tá?
Ai, que bom. Isso em Toronto?
Isso, em Toronto.
Ai, que legal. Que bom. Ok, so, Adriana, it's all with you and Mariana, okay? I'm gonna leave, I will leave Mariana alone just to play for you a little bit. Okay, Mariana? Okay.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Milene. Thank you, Angela, Bianca.
You're welcome.
Thank you for inviting me. I'm excited to be here. Okay.
For us. Okay.
Oh, thank you. All right. Mariana, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
I'm looking forward to hearing you play, and this is a piece that I was not familiar with, so I'm glad that you're playing it and that I get to learn it and experience it with you.
Oh, nice. Thank you. So, do you want me to play like the whole piece from the beginning?
Why don't we play maybe at least half of it, just to kind of get into it a little bit.
Sure.
Eu acho que eu vou te deixar sozinha na tela. I will just leave Mariana alone, and then I will put you again, just to start the class, ok? Então, Mariana, se tu quiseres tocar um pedaço, tu para, e aí eu coloco a professora para te dar a aula. Pode ser?
Sure.
Ok.
Thank you. beginning with this.
That sounds great. Wonderful. It's really beautiful. And I think you have such a nice understanding of this piece. Seems to have phrases that keep going, and you think you're going to get somewhere, and then it keeps going. So they're very long, and that's difficult to control with the bow. But I think because you can hear that really well internally, it's coming off very successfully. So you have a beautiful tone, really beautiful. It's very sweet sound, which is going to be very important for this piece. Have you been able to play it with piano yet?
No, not yet.
Okay. And it's so rich, the piano part. The harmonies are just gorgeous and surprising and really beautiful. So you're going to have a lot of fun, I think, when you get to that point. So a couple things we could work on, maybe for starters, just to help plan what your bow is doing and also help prepare to play with the piano, would be to play the melody and pulse the 8th note in the bow, so that you can go, for example, so try and pulse with the bow.
Oh, okay.
Note. Just try that a little bit for 8 or so measures. Yeah, that's the idea. That's the idea. So I think, especially because you probably remember the piano part has many more notes than you do. And it'll be important to keep track of the pulse and to hear all of those 16th notes and be able to fit it in. So especially maybe the first time you play with the piano, keep everything a little more aligned rhythmically. And then you can, play around with the tempo a little bit. So to help work on the phrasing with that also, you can experiment with doing the same thing. So if I just take 6 notes per bow like this, I could divide, 1, 2, 3 and be halfway, 4, 5, 6. Try that once just to be very precise, to go equally across the bow. You can't probably see my bow, but you know what I mean, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, middle, 4, 5, 6. Just do it on a flat. Nice. And maybe as you're getting towards the tip, can you extend out here with your upper arm a little bit? So when you're at the tip, you have a little more weight.
Okay.
In the bow. Try that one more time, just very equal.
One moment. Adriana, maybe we could put Bianca to help you for the other students that are listening. Okay.
Absolutely.
Do you mind, Bianca? Can you come with us? Okay, so I'm gonna leave.
Ok, no problem. Então, o que ela está fazendo, por enquanto, ela falou várias coisas legais sobre o tom da Mariana, e daí ela falou que a parte do piano é muito importante nessa peça, então, e o piano tem muitas notas, então ela tem que ser muito precisa com o ritmo dela. Elas estão só trabalhando na divisão do arco, fazendo pulsos em cada nota, como se fosse com colcheias, né? Só para trabalhar a divisão do arco, dividir o arco bem direitinho no meio e ter essa clareza rítmica.
Thank you. So the next thing we can try is to divide the pulses unequally. So if you tried to get 1, 2, 3 by here, and then 4, 5, 6, we'll have a lot more bow for 4, 5, 6. Just as an experiment. That's the idea. It feels a little awkward. What if we do 1, 2, 3 more bow and then more bow less? So the bottom half will be 3 or bottom quarter would be 3, and then you'll have lots of bow for the rest.
So 1, 2, 3, the rest.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Okay.
Nice, nice. And I think another good benefit to doing the pulses is you have to use a lot of first finger weight, especially on the upper half. So if you're having to work on in the upper half, then when you make legato, you can have a thicker, more rich sound. Let's try back at the beginning. So use your bow speed even when you're adding the pulses to do, for example, your crescendos, small, more, most. Okay, can you try from the beginning one more time?
Okay, so pulsing.
Yes.
Okay. Ooh, sorry.
Very nice. Very, very good control. Okay, go ahead and play more legato, just that much one more time.
One more time without pulsing?
Yes, please. Thank you. Yes, that sounds much better. I think especially that made the rhythm more, even though you weren't pulsing, I understood the underlying eighth note pulse as you were playing. And the difference between the 16th notes and the eighth notes was more clear. So that was nice. Okay, let's talk a little bit about some vibrato here at the beginning. So can we just hear the A flat? Bianca, go ahead.
Ok, so a última coisa que elas fizeram, então primeiro elas estavam só mantendo o pulso, dividindo o arco em duas partes iguais, e depois elas começaram a fazer diferente. Então, por exemplo, as 3 primeiras colcheias estavam só na parte inferior do arco, e depois, para fazer um crescendo, mais arco nas outras notas. E daí ela tocou normal, e daí a professora disse que ela conseguia entender bem melhor o ritmo agora, mesmo quando ela não estava mais pulsando. Então, é só um exercício para fazer, ajudar nas dinâmicas e também ter clareza na divisão rítmica.
Thank you. Okay, so can we hear the A flat and then the B flat and then the C sharp. And you can play each note, maybe play for a couple of bows. Very nice. Beautiful. That sounds really beautiful. The C sharp, can the vibrato be a little more energetic?
Okay.
Very nice. Very nice. So because we're kind of climbing, bum, bum, ba-da-da, that one especially should be, I think you're doing it already with the bow, making it more energetic, but especially the vibrato. So are you coming from a first finger, second finger, third finger before that?
Yeah.
Okay. So maybe think to help the third finger be energetic and strong. I don't know if you can see my hand very well. Come a little more around with the arm and the hand. And when you strike the C sharp, get a nice strong finger and let your vibrato spring out of that.
Então, ela pediu só para que ela tocasse as notas Lá bemol, Si e o Dó sustenido, que são as primeiras notas uma nota de cada frase, e que fizesse com arcos longos para explorar o vibrato. E daí ela pediu para que na nota mais aguda, que é o Dó sustenido, que ela fizesse um vibrato mais intenso, e ela estava dizendo que poderia ajudar vindo com o braço um pouco mais perto daquele Dó sustenido para conseguir fazer aquele Dó sustenido com um vibrato bem intenso.
Good. So try even without the bow that a few times where maybe you have your second finger on the B. Yeah, good. And keep vibrato the direction towards the bridge, so your hand is going towards the sharpers. Not in pitch, but yeah, good. That looks good. So let's try up O B. Nice. Better. Nice. And you want to really try and coordinate, change the bow right when the finger goes down. That sounds very good. And then keep the finger energetic, for the length of the C sharp when you go on. And then it can relax a little maybe after. Let's try from the bottom of the scale. Then you, wrong finger, can rotate and coordinate, energize.
Oops, wrong finger.
Beautiful. Good. Very nice vibrato. And then maybe even slower bow when you hit the C sharp also. Very nice. Okay, so can we try one more time from the beginning? So we'll listen for the color here, and then here, and then finally.
Okay.
Nice job, Mariana. Very beautiful. Okay, so right where we ended, it says forte, yes, on here. So can you keep the sound up even in this so that and then wind down a little later.
Oh, it's still forte here.
Yes. So maybe you have a slur here. Your vibrato can help you be forte also. Great. Okay, now one thing before we go on. So at the very beginning, you play these three notes: A flat, G, G flat. And then halfway through, you have again, I don't have measure numbers, but where the fermata is in the middle of the piece, you have also A flat, G, and then fermata F sharp. And then, I don't know, 10 measures later, you have the beginning, it comes back one more time. Next time you listen to the piece, pay special attention to the piano harmony at each of those three places, because I think the harmony is different.
Okay.
I know for sure it was different at the first one and the second one where the fermata is. Go ahead, Bianca.
So, ela tá falando que essa mesma melodia do início, essas três notas, elas aparecem no início e num lugar no meio, que tem uma fermata, e elas aparecem de novo mais no final da peça, e que a harmonia do piano muda cada vez que a nota aparece. Então, para ela, a próxima vez que ela ouvir a peça, para ter certeza que ela veja o que o piano está fazendo.
So, even if it's just you playing, it should sound different when you play the beginning and the middle, where the fermata is.
E que mesmo que ela esteja tocando sozinha, sem o piano, ela deveria fazer essas três vezes que esse tema aparece soarem diferente uma da outra.
And Bianca probably knows I like to think about actual color, visual color a lot. So if the first one, I don't know, is, light blue or something, and then the other one, maybe I'm thinking deep purple or, so like whatever can be very specific for you. Maybe it's a color, maybe it's a word, maybe it's a texture.
Uhum. E ela gosta de pensar com cores, cores de verdade. Então, por exemplo, o início pode ser um azul clarinho e depois a segunda vez pode ser um roxo bem forte. Ou pode ser também sobre textura ou uma palavra, um sentimento para cada parte.
So, but I think, when you hear it with the piano part or you're listening to the recording, you'll be able to come up with something very specific. But that can be a fun project for you to work on.
Nice, yeah, for sure.
E quando ela ouvir com o piano, ela pode, então, vir ter essas ideias sobre o que palavras, sentimentos, cores ela quer usar para cada parte. Pode ser um projeto divertido de fazer.
Okay, let's continue on maybe from after the forte. So you've done kind of this next area. Maybe from there. Okay, so from that phrase, do you know the word linger? It's kind of to hesitate or wait a little bit. So I would like you to linger or wait a little bit on this one. And then the F sharp is less important. C sharp and then that F sharp. Linger. So enough time to have a good vibrato and just notice that note a little bit.
Does Bianca want to translate?
Então ela está dizendo que ela, naquela frase, só para ela tipo hesitar um pouquinho antes de ir para a próxima frase. E quais são as notas que são mais importantes na sequência? Que a última nota não é tão importante, depois a próxima, e para dar esse sentimento de expectativa.
Good. Actually, let's try for a minute doing extra subdivision. So can we do a little bit slowly? And feel 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Good, good. Keep going right there just a little bit. Nice. Good. So this phrase here in the middle, whereas the beginning was kind of long and hovering on the top, to me, this one is kind of, moving a little bit more. And I want you to really feel the 6/8 meter or just the swing in there. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Try the same thing a little faster. Right. And actually for this exercise, you could start down bow. Probably feels more comfortable to just go down, up, down, up, down, up the whole time. Okay, but anyways, so keep that swing in mind a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1, 2. Good, good. Okay. Last thing to try for the rhythm. Can we add a little pulse in the bow again? So this will be not everywhere, but just a couple, three notes in particular. So this one. Just those 3 notes. Good. Okay, good. Now, those notes with the pulse give extra vibrato attention. It might be because it's the note before a shift that they're not having as much vibrato, right? So just give them a little extra attention with vibrato as you do the pulse.
Okay.
Great. Good. Very good. Okay, so we'll take out the pulse, but keep the vibrato for sure when you go in. And then so this is kind of a surprising phrase again, I think, because it's building and moving forward, getting higher. And then I don't know, seems like something big should happen, but then it kind of, becomes more intimate and quiet. So go ahead, Bianca.
Bom, eles estavam explorando essa questão do pulso, né? E então ela pediu para pulsar algumas notas onde ela estava fazendo um pouquinho mais curtas do que deveriam, para ter certeza que a gente segurasse do ritmo corretamente. E daí ela pediu para colocar uma extra atenção no vibrato dessas notas, porque como elas eram antes de uma mudança de posição, às vezes a gente se esquece de vibrar, porque a gente está se preparando para a mudança de posição. E daí, por último, ela falou que essa frase, essa progressão vai indo e parece que vai para uma coisa muito grande, e daí volta para uma parte mais íntima.
So when you go on, let's make this a very different sound from anything you've had so far. Very fluffy or airy. Just try on the A flat. Beautiful, beautiful. Then when you switch fingers, don't disrupt your lovely bow when you have to switch fingers.
Try.
Better. Right. So, this is a place where it's okay to not use all of your bow. If you just you can stay in the upper half or middle, whichever part will work out coming from where you are. But if you're going, maybe you're in the upper half. And then maybe just somewhere there it can go. That's very good with the bow. And with that kind of tone with your bow, that kind of like extra fuzzy, fluffy sound with the bow, then it's even more important for the vibrato to keep going, especially between the notes. Mhm. Nice, nice. Okay, so can we try back from I don't know, 6, 7 measures before where you have the G sharp? Nice, very good. I definitely saw your vibrato continuing through on the notes before the shifts more, and in the soft part. So keep working with that.
Então ela estava falando sobre o tom da parte pianissimo, que poderia usar mais a metade superior do arco, e principalmente nessa parte quando a gente quer um som mais assim fofinho, que ela continuasse o vibrato super bem entre todas as notas, então vibrato bem, bem contínuo. É isso.
Okay. So if we still have a little time, Milene?
5 minutes.
Okay, wonderful.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, Mariana, I would love to hear you play the really exciting high part that's coming up, which I might not want to demonstrate myself. So can you try from right where you stopped? Basically, it says a tempo, and then go to the next fermata.
Where I start? I don't think I have a second a tempo here, only close to the
Oh, so right where we stopped, you were kind of a. So just going on from there's fine.
Sorry, I mixed up.
It's okay. It's okay. Try again.
So sorry. Can I do it again?
Of course. Very nice. I just wanted to compliment you on your clarity in your left hand. That's hard to do, to get all those notes to speak really nicely, but you did a really good job. So it's really great. And so once you get up there, kind of like earlier, your E flat, you have a big shift coming up, but stay there, stay with the vibrato. And maybe again, if you lean a bit more towards the bridge, lean your arm towards the bridge a bit more. Good, good. I know because we're about to shift down, sometimes my hand will start to turn and just get there earlier than it needs to, and then that note isn't quite as strong. So try and really stay there and before you come down.
Ela cumprimentou ela pela clareza nas notas rápidas e que quando chegar no Mi bemol lá em cima, que é para virar o braço em direção ao cavalete, e que às vezes é fácil a gente desistir antes da hora de manter aquele vibrato até o final, porque a gente está preparando para fazer a mudança de posição de volta, mas que é para seguir e manter até o final e sempre pensando o braço virando em direção ao cavalete.
Good. Try one more time. So anywhere right before that. Nice. Very good. So again, thank you for playing this piece. I'm so glad I got to hear you play it and got to hear the piece. There's this middle section is really the big, I don't know, seems like the big part in the heart of the piece. After that is more like the beginning. And also this is where the only place really that you're in the highest register, right? This is the high as it goes, and it's just there for a little while. So leading up to that, somehow I think you can get more, I don't know if agitated is the right word, but just like something important is about to happen, and so you're getting more energy. Even this part leading up. So maybe everything in the vibrato is getting a little more energy, and sometimes using less bow instead of because if I use a lot of bow, it feels kind of flowy, but if I use less bow, it will change the intensity a little bit. So I think you can get more intense, and then it makes sense that you're up there high for that E flat and this whole next section coming up.
Então ela estava falando que essa parte do meio da peça é a peça onde tem mais intensidade, a parte da peça onde tem mais intensidade, e depois disso volta mais ou menos que nem o início. Então ela falou de usar às vezes menos ar, com ar mais concentrado, ajuda a manter essa intensidade.
Thank you.
Well, so I think it's time to finish our class. Mariana, querida, muito obrigado.
Thank you, Adriana. It was a pleasure.
Thank you so much. Wonderful to hear you. Bravo.
Thank you.
So, Adriana, before we start the next student, we would like to talk a little bit with you, but we are going to talk in Portuguese, and Bianca is going to translate for you, ok? O que tu acha, Ângela? A gente pode conversar e enfim, né? Um pouquinho, né? Porque a gente queria saber como é que a Adriana trabalha, qual é a universidade que ela dá aula, se é muito fácil, se é difícil de chegar lá, como é que é para ver se a gente consegue fazer um link com a Universidade de Illinois, né, Bianca?
So they would like to know more about your work at the university, Illinois State, and if it's easy to get there, or if it's hard, and because we would like to give the students that are watching the opportunity to learn a little bit more about that.
Okay, well, thank you. And thank you, Bianca, for translating, because it was my lucky day that Bianca applied for Illinois State. and you probably have more information even on the backside, but yeah, so at Illinois State we have an undergraduate and graduate program especially for graduate students, it's easier to come, I think, as an international student because we have more assistance, financial assistance, and programs for graduate students.
Então, eles têm universidade, né, assim, faculdade, a nível de bacharelado e também mestrado, e ela acha que é mais fácil para estudantes internacionais para conseguir apoio financeiro indo para mestrado.
And graduate students can study performance major. Also, we have a string pedagogy major, which Bianca is a graduate of both.
E que para mestrado pode estudar cello performance e pode estudar pedagogia de cordas, que foi as duas coisas que eu estudei.
Fez 2 cursos, Bianca.
Eu vim para fazer performance, daí quando eu estava no meio do meu curso, como a minha bolsa era dando aula, eles ofereceram se eu gostaria de ganhar uma bolsa para ficar um semestre mais e finalizar o segundo mestrado em pedagogia.
One of the great things about Illinois State with the pedagogy program is how many different kinds of opportunities students get to work with younger students. So we have one big program called the String Project, where our college students work with young students who are beginners and intermediate in both individual lessons, small groups, and string orchestra.
Uma das coisas interessantes sobre o programa de pedagogia é que a gente tem a oportunidade de trabalhar com alunos. Então, a gente tem a orientação dos professores, mas a gente dá aula. Minha bolsa era para isso, no String Project, que é um projeto que eles começam na 3ª, 4ª série, e tem aulas individuais, aulas em grupo, aula de orquestra. Então, a gente tem toda essa experiência que a gente consegue ganhar enquanto estudando.
Isso é ótimo, não é? Principalmente para o pessoal aqui do Brasil. It's great, for the students.
And we have some other programs. Bianca worked at a preschool program with really little children. And one of our professors is doing more Suzuki pedagogy also. So lots of different types of opportunities.
Tem outras oportunidades que nem trabalhar com crianças de pré-escola. Tem um programa de iniciação ao violino, que eu dei aula um semestre também. E também tem uma outra professora que é mais direcionada para Suzuki, então ela faz um pouco, ela não é uma teacher trainer, mas ela trabalha um pouco de introdução ao método Suzuki.
Isso é muito legal. E assim, como que as pessoas fazem para entrar em contato com a Adriana e para saber mais informações? Seria interessante, não é? Para quem tem interesse, né, saber como encontrar a Adriana.
She wants to know how to find you if they need any more information.
Hopefully I'll show up on a Google search, but if you type my name and Illinois State, it'll come up.
Se for no Google com o nome dela, vocês vão achar, e o nome dela e Illinois State, vocês vão encontrar como aplicar. Tem bastante informação no website e e-mail.
Tá. E se algum aluno entrar em contato conosco, a gente pode dar o e-mail dela, ou alguma coisa assim, para fazer algum tipo de contato, se tiver interesse?
Are they allowed to give them, if some students ask for your contact, like information, your email? Is that okay?
Of course. Yes. Thank you for asking.
Oh, great.
Obrigada.
Angela, tem alguma pergunta para a professora?
A questão das scholarships, né? Como é que elas são, as questões das bolsas. About the scholarship, what do you have, what we must do to get the scholarships and things like that?
Sure. Well, so for master's students in particular, the audition and application process is, I think, very similar to any other graduate program. You would prepare two full pieces, such as a couple movements of a Bach suite and a movement of a concerto. Maybe an etude would be the audition, and you can submit a video audition. We usually do for a graduate student that we want to give an assistantship, we will do a interview, just a quick interview to understand someone's personality and make sure that they are going to work with us and work with kids, because that's a lot of the work that the graduate students do. But a student who...
Be online? Is it
yes.
online? Okay.
Online. We can do it all online. Such a great thing nowadays.
Yeah.
Just like this. It's amazing. But a graduate student who's awarded an assistantship has a free tuition, although there are still some fees to pay, as most students know. And then a stipend also. And then students will typically maybe work a little bit by teaching extra or performing gigs and things around to earn a little extra income as well.
Bianquinha quer traduzir, já que você está traduzindo.
Sim, então, para audições, a gente manda um vídeo, ela disse, geralmente uma suíte de bar, um movimento de concerto, um estudo. Eu mandei uma suíte de bar, uma sonata completa de Beethoven, anyways. E pode ser mandado por vídeo, e daí, quando é para uma posição que nem a que eu tive de assistantship, que é quando a gente ajuda a dar aula, aí eles fazem uma entrevista só para ver se a personalidade da pessoa seria uma boa para estar trabalhando com os alunos lá. Que mais que ela falou?
About... ela falou um monte de coisa, espera.
Foi cumprida a frase aqui, deixa eu pensar.
Tem que preencher o formulário.
E também pode ser online, não precisa ser presencial. É online, não é presencial. E também, depois de tudo, assim, a gente sempre tem que pagar algumas taxas, e lá também vai ter lugares para trabalhar um pouquinho, para dar uma aula extra, para fazer algum cachê, alguma coisa assim. Acho que é isso, né?
Então, a bolsa, o que acontece com assistantship, a gente ganha todos os estudos de graça, a gente paga algumas pequenas taxas, mas o grosso do dinheiro do mestrado que a gente teria que pagar para a universidade é parte daquilo, e também a gente ganha um pouco em dinheiro, que dá para, tipo, pagar um aluguel quase, assim. Mas ela disse que tem oportunidades para fazer...
Outra coisa que seria interessante a gente saber se a universidade tem interesse em ter alunos brasileiros. If the university has some kind of interest in Brazilian students.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Especially if they're all as sweet as Bianca.
Alunos queridos como a Bianca. Well, this is not hard, you know? Brazilian people are...
all Brazilian people are great.
All the cellist. At least the cellist.
Okay.
So the violinist, more or less, the piano, more or less, but the cellist, of course, no, just kidding. Yeah. Well, anyway, I think we should start our other class. Well, unfortunately, this student that was coming had a problem, so you are going to have another different student, Lucas. He studies with me. And I will just introduce him to you. Lucas. Hello, Lucas.
Hello.
Hello.
Great to have you.
We are going to leave this meet, but we are around. And Bianca, when I put you on here just to translate and to help the other people, okay? Okay.
Okay, Lucas, I have this score for the concertino. So I would love to hear it since it's a new piece for me as well.
Okay, I think to play the second suit, but okay, I play the
Or that's fine too.
Tu que sabe,
Okay.
Lucas.
Tá, é que vai ser difícil fazer um concertino por causa da partitura, que minha estantezinha não consigo ficar com o celular direito e a partitura, daí eu queria tocar suíte.
Okay, he's going to play this bit because of logistics with his setting there with the phone and everything else.
That works too. Okay, wonderful.
Oh my God. I forgot.
We're just getting to the climax of the piece, so we must go on.
Yeah, I'll take this score.
Okay.
Oh my God, what happened? The problem is,
And this will be a problem.
Okay. Okay, Lucas? Okay.
That's good.
Okay, I will continue off the C flat.
Bravo. Really beautiful. Your performance has a lot of soul. It's very moving.
Thank
Lucas,
you.
tu precisa que eu traduza para ti também ou mais para as pessoas?
Não, para mim não precisa. Às vezes eu vou me travar um pouquinho, mas eu vou entender.
Ok,
Entendeu?
qualquer coisa tu me chama.
Ok.
Okay. Yeah, really very nice. And I think you're doing a wonderful job bringing out the harmonies and just everything that makes it, this prelude is very, very much, I don't know, maybe you feel like it's dreamy or thoughtful, or it's just, someone's thoughts are kind of musing and rolling along. And that can make it difficult to phrase and also difficult to memorize because there's not a lot to grab onto. It's a challenging movement for memorizing.
But I don't know what happened when you go on stage. I was playing this piece 1 hour from now without the score, and then when I play to you, I need it. I
understand. And I have had many students who are very good at memorizing really struggle with just this prelude. So I think there's something about it that just makes it extra challenging. Well, we can talk about some strategies for memorizing maybe, because a lot of things will memorize on their own, right? You just play it enough and before you know it, you just can't get it out of your head, right? So, do you have some strategies for memorizing, like with this one, because it is challenging? What have you worked on?
This prelude I played to my middle graduation recital, rest, I don't know, but the concert that we did in the middle of our graduation, and I played by mind. I played without a score, and for this day, I studied a lot the phrases 3 times, looking for my fingers of the left hand, 3 times looking for my finger of the right hand, and 3 times looking for nothing. And it was great. It will help so much to put that on my mind. And I think that this memory stayed a lot more than just play a lot of times and put on the memory. But I don't know, mistakes happened.
Sure.
Então, ele estava explicando que ele tocou no recital de meio de curso e ela perguntou se ela estava falando que esse prelúdio é especialmente um desafio para memorizar, que tem algumas peças que a gente memoriza de tanto que a gente toca, mas que essa peça ela teve vários alunos que tiveram dificuldade de memorizar, porque ela é uma peça assim que é muito como num sonho, ela vai, devaneios, então é mais difícil às vezes. Aí ela perguntou se o Lucas tinha estratégias para memorizar, ele estava dizendo que ele tocou no recital dele de memória e que as estratégias dele eram tocar 3 vezes olhando para a mão esquerda, pensando na mão esquerda, 3 vezes pensando no arco e depois 3 vezes só não olhando para a partitura, sem a partitura.
Okay, so two things you might think about for memorizing this, and I think this can work for any piece, but especially helpful for this prelude, perhaps. First is, making sure that you know the music internally away from the cello. So a couple things you can try, can you sing the whole prelude without getting lost? From beginning to end.
Yeah, I think the notes would be hard, but the melody, I think I can.
You probably can. Good, because if something goes wrong or you shift to the wrong finger or something, as long as you still hear it in your head, you can probably, like you said, in a concert, you can kind of find your way back. But so you can practice singing for sure. If you have any piano skills, try to play it from memory on the piano.
Yeah.
I actually practice a lot, not a lot, but I do use the piano to practice cello music a bit as a way to test my memory, and also especially like with the Bach prelude, because so many things are chords. except it's spread out. So instead of a chord D, F, A, you have D, F, A. But anyway, so you might try playing it on the piano. And I've never tried this, but I know some people have suggested trying to notate the whole piece from beginning to end.
Oh my God.
It would be hard, right?
This is hard. I think it's difficult. The thing that struggle me is because if I do one mistake, I'm completely lost.
Mm-hmm.
I do one mistake and I don't know what I gonna do ahead. It's like I lost the harmony in my heart. I don't know, but one mistake is the sufficient to me. Don't know where I am.
Yep.
But if I go if I don't do the mistakes, I think I can flow all the music.
Right. Go ahead, Bianca.
Então, ela falou de algumas estratégias que poderiam ser fazer internamente, sem o cello, né? Então, cantar de memória, cantar a peça inteira sem se perder seria uma coisa, porque o que ela diz é que exatamente quando a gente faz uma coisa errada, se a música continua indo na nossa mente, a gente consegue se achar. Ela disse também tentar tocar no piano, se tu sabe tocar piano, sentar no piano e tentar tocar a peça inteira de memória no piano. Que funciona bem em bar, porque vários momentos a gente tem acordes, a gente faz eles quebrados, mas tem vários acordes, então funcionaria bem no piano. E daí o que o Lucas disse é que realmente que é difícil, que se tu não comete nenhum erro, é mais fácil de seguir, mas tocando de memória é um desafio quando a gente erra uma nota, pegar de volta, né?
So I think what you're saying, Lucas, is even if you know the piece in your inner ear, probably the physical part of playing the cello is more prominent than the music in your inner ear, because you know what causes a mistake. It's usually when you're playing for Memorize, using the wrong fingering, shifting to the wrong note, or going to the wrong string. It's something very physical. So maybe, and we'll talk about that also, but maybe one thing to work on is trying to prioritize the melody in your ear over the physicalness of playing the cello. So you might even try singing while you play and try and make that be the dominant. You're good at solfege. I'm terrible at solfege, so I just have to sing, you know, hum. And that might at least make them equal, hearing the melody in your head and the physical part of playing the cello.
Ela diz que provavelmente no caso do Lucas, a parte física de tocar o cello tá mais proeminente do que a parte mental de ter a música na mente. Então, por isso que quando acontece um problema físico, como errar uma mudança de posição, se perdendo um arco, ele não consegue ir adiante. Uma boa ideia seria tentar priorizar a música mentalmente. E uma boa ideia seria tentar tocar e cantarolar junto ao mesmo tempo.
Should I try it?
Try it
now?
If you're not too shy.
I promise I will not look to the score.
Okay. Pretty good. And I mean, that's even harder to actually sing the solfege syllables, because that takes an extra amount of brain power.
Yeah.
Good for you. Yeah. So you could, I mean, that could be one strategy to try.
Yeah.
But I think now to reinforce the physical part, let's talk about a couple ideas. So do you have measure numbers or?
Yeah.
Okay. So I want to start on measure 18.
Okay.
Yeah, so here. And I don't know, maybe we can do from measure 18 until through measure 24 up till that F sharp. So here's one strategy. Well, basically, anything you can do to reinforce something physical by saying it out loud helps the brain remember. So the first thing we're going to do is say out loud any finger number that is a shift. I probably have different fingers from you, fingerings from you. But for example, for me, I would go 3, 4, 2, 3, 1, 4. Anytime I shift, say the number in.
Ok, ela está dizendo que para trabalhar nessa parte física, então seria bom dizer cada vez, tem várias estratégias, mas essa seria, eles estão começando do compasso 18 e dizer em voz alta o número do dedo cada vez que tiver uma mudança de posição.
4, 4, 4, 3, 1, 4, 0, 1, 4, 4, second, third, 4.
Yeah, that's the idea. That's the idea. Because again, I think with memorizing and Bach and cello, a lot of times it's the fingering that, at least for me, that's what I get messed up on. You know, I'll shift to the wrong finger, or it's so similar to something later in the movement or in the prelude that I shifted that one instead. So I think doing a section with that. Another thing you could do, and this wouldn't be so critical, but you could still try because, you know, like you were saying with repeating 3 times the left hand, 3 times the bow, it's just more repeating helps. So another thing you can do is say just the bow changes down, up, down, up, down, up, down, or, you know, whatever that is. Try that.
Down, up, down, up,
Yeah, exactly. So that could be good. Another thing you could do would be to say out loud, kind of talk about what you're doing musically, you know, so starting soft, a little more, almost, something like that reinforces the musical idea. Go ahead, Bianca.
As outras duas coisas que ela disse, além de dizer o dedilhado para mudança de posição, seria dizer as mudanças de arco, que nem o Lucas fez super bem. Baixo, cima, cada vez que for fazer uma mudança de arcada. E também dizer a tua intenção musical. Então, começar piano, um pouco mais, ainda mais, em cada frase.
Little more.
Yeah, very good. And that's an easy one for you, I think, because you have it so clear in your mind how you want the phrases to go already. And maybe one more that's good for Bach especially would be to say the name of the pitch of the bass line. Very similar to what you were doing with the fingerings, but it wouldn't always, you know, line up with the fingerings. So where are we? Oh yeah. C, D. something like that.
C. Dó. Ré. Mi. Lá. Ré. Dó. Dó sustenido. Ré. Sol sustenido. Sol sustenido.
Yeah, very good. Very good.
A outra estratégia seria dizer o nome da nota do baixo.
So, I mean, I think if you can use that in different sections, but if it was me, the fingering one would be the most critical.
Yeah.
The hardest to remember, not looking at the music also, especially some place. And the interesting thing, if you're practicing saying the finger when you shift out loud, so only when you shift. Some places you will go along and there aren't that many shifts, and then some places it's every other note there's a shift,
Yeah.
and that also highlights where you have to be more attentive, because there's a lot going on with the left hand.
Yeah.
Why don't you try that whole part without saying anything this time? But maybe you don't have to sing out loud, but sing the melody in your head with the volume turned up in your head. Bravo.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Much better.
Good. Also, I think, like you said, you can be practicing and it all feels great, and then you are on stage or on a video and it's harder to concentrate, right?
Yeah.
But I think also, if you've, just like any practice, if you've drilled in your practice, having something to think about that's not the audience and not being on stage, if you feel yourself starting to lose focus, then you can go right back to 4, 3. And if you've done it enough times, it'll kind of ground you back into focusing on what you need to focus on.
Ok, voltando um pouquinho, ela disse que quando a gente canta o dedilhado, né, diz em voz alta, vai também te ajudar a saber as partes onde tu tem que estar mais atento, porque tem lugares que tu vai tocar um tempão na mesma posição, e tem lugares que tu vai estar mudando de posição o tempo todo. Então tu vai saber, essa parte é uma parte que eu preciso focar nos dedilhados. E daí ela pediu para o Lucas tocar de novo, cantando em voz alta na mente, mas com um volume bem alto para concentrar. E daí ela estava dizendo que isso pode ajudar muito na hora de uma performance, quando a gente começa a se distrair, pensar nas pessoas que estão na plateia e tudo. Se tu estudar bastante concentrado nesses números, cada vez que tu se sentir que tu tá perdendo o foco, tu voltar, dizer os números na tua cabeça, se tu fez tempo suficiente, repetições suficientes, que aquilo é uma coisa mais natural para ti, aquilo vai te trazer de volta para o teu foco.
Thank you. Okay. Any questions so far, Lucas?
Yeah, I think that I understand that it's better. I think this feeling that when I miss a note, I'm lost. I think is because I am not thinking organized. I have not structure in my mind why I need to think in that part and
yeah, makes sense.
Daí o Lucas disse que deve ser uma das causas de quando se ele erra uma nota que ele se perde, porque ele não está com o pensamento estruturado na mente dele.
Isso. Como é que é estruturado, Bianca?
Structured.
Hã?
Structured. The thoughts are not structured. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or sometimes I use the word organized.
Organized, yeah.
Organized.
Yeah, either one. And I think also because you said you've worked on this before, right?
Yeah, but it was 1 month ago.
Oh, okay, gotcha. I got you. Sometimes if I've worked on a piece and come back to it, and it'll be familiar, right? Because you've worked on it.
Yeah.
Before. But then it's easy to become a little disorganized in the details because it's so familiar, and you don't really have to pay attention until you're on stage, and then you wish you had paid a little bit more attention.
Yeah.
So I know that feeling. Anyways, okay. So I wanted to ask if you are purposefully not using vibrato generally. I mean, I think that's a very nice style, and you have a beautiful sound without vibrato, so that works.
Yeah, I'm thinking where I use the vibrato. I have in my mind where I need to, where I want to put that, but it's not on every note.
Yeah, I think it was very effective. There were a few places, a few rich and important notes maybe that you might consider having some vibrato that you aren't already. So I was thinking we could try some of the places, especially when the bass note, like the F sharp. This part. Can you try measure 24?
Yeah.
And then maybe we can just sit on that one a little bit.
Okay. This way?
Yeah, exactly. And maybe not every bass note coming up, but some of them, like maybe there.
Yeah. Okay.
Try from here again.
I think that to put the vibrato, I need to stay a little more on the note, on the bass.
Yeah, I think it works if you like it, just so we hear this very long scale.
Okay.
Very nice. Yeah, beautiful. Very good. And also some places on the next section, we get a few more bass notes, and it might be a little bit the internet quality. I can't hear the bass as well, or I don't hear the bass so rich, and I would like for it to be more rich, but it might be the computer also.
I think, yeah. Where are you talking? It's the A major part.
Well, going on when we have, so again, to measure 40, we have there,
yeah.
and then maybe measure 53 around here.
Okay, can I try to see if it's just a connection?
Sure.
I'm going from the 39.
Okay.
How about?
I think I hear the bow. Maybe these are good notes also for some vibrato. Try a little vibrato on the lowest notes. Yeah, that's beautiful. Good.
Okay.
And keep going. Let's do this this climax here. So we really have the vibrato and also very intensity with the bow on the tip.
No, I'm going from.
Great. Very good. Maybe even stay a little longer. It's taken a long time to build up to the G in measure 44. We've been building since, I don't know, a while ago. 15 measures, something more. So you could stay a little longer, maybe. Just a little expand.
Okay.
Instead of using a fast bow, can use a slower bow. Nice. And maybe very firm, the two lower strings together.
Yeah.
Good. So do nice. Good. Very nice. Let's keep going from here. Good. What do you think about bringing out the bass here also? Bianca?
The E flat and the D.
Mhm.
Okay.
Querem que eu fale?
Nice.
Like
Bianca,
that?
go ahead if you want to.
Ok. Então, voltando bastante, eles começaram. A última coisa, agora eu tô fazendo notas para não esquecer. Foi que eles. Ela estava falando como ele tocou essa peça um mês atrás no recital. Chega num ponto que a gente começa a fazer as coisas automaticamente. E daí que é o perigoso da gente sentar no palco e se dar conta que a gente tem estudado automaticamente e não pensado tanto assim, organizado as ideias, né? Daí ela perguntou se ele não estava usando vibrato de propósito. Aí ele disse que tinha planejado alguns lugares para usar vibrato, e ela disse que estava funcionando super bem, mas que ela usaria o vibrato para ficar mais tempo e delinear melhor as linhas do baixo. Então é isso que eles vêm trabalhando, de realmente, ou uma nota que nem aquele sol em quarta posição, que precisa de muito mais intensidade, porque vem construindo até chegar naquela nota. Então, botar vibrato naquela nota, e também, em vez de fazer um arco rápido com vibrato, ela disse para fazer um arco bem controlado, e o vibrato. E daí, quando eles têm os acordes, ela está falando de segurar as duas notas do baixo bem firmes juntas.
Okay. I'm going for 54.
Okay.
Continue.
Very nice, very nice. I love the end. I love your improvised chords, and I love the way this feels. I just think that's so nice. Good job.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Can you play the chord, the first chord, measure 59, and then play the chord in 54?
The 59 and the 60?
59 and 54.
54. Okay.
Okay. Are you playing 2 and then 1 note?
Yeah, I'm playing separately.
Got it. I think when you play the chords at the end, I hear a very good balance on the bottom 2 notes, and I want to hear the same balance at 54 and also 48. It's very good at the end. So whatever you do with your bow at the end, do the same thing in 57 and 48.
Ok. Eu não entendi muito bem essa parte, ô Bianca. Pode me dar uma ajudinha aí?
Então, ela está falando sobre o equilíbrio do som nas notas graves, que ela gostou muito como tu está fazendo no final. Se tu poderia, nos compassos 57 e 48, fazer a mesma coisa com o teu arco. O que quer que seja que tu está fazendo no final, acho que é ser mais consistente nas notas graves.
Tá, entendi. Tá, eu tava fazendo diferente mesmo, tá. Okay, I understand.
Okay. So, I mean, because your chords at the end are so controlled, and they also are very resonant and just very strong. So if you just for yourself, you can practice or play one of the end, and then try and find that same feeling in the hand. and also.
Okay.
That's very good. Yes, very good. Very good.
Yeah.
Good. So you already know how to do it.
Yeah. Thank you. Much
Great.
better.
Great.
We have 5 minutes.
Okay. Good.
Okay.
Thank you. Lucas, anything else in particular that feels uncomfortable in this movement for you?
Oh, I think not. I think I don't know. This part of the memory, I think, is the main issue I have to solve. But about sometimes the intonation, it's very hard to put in the place.
Sure.
But
Yeah.
I think it's this the intonation sometimes bother me a little bit.
Okay.
Ela perguntou se tinha alguma outra coisa que ele não se sentia confortável na peça, daí ele disse que a memória e que às vezes a afinação.
So, how are your piano skills? Do you play something?
I don't have piano skills. I play a little bit of guitar.
Oh, okay. Well, that could work too. Again, I think both for the memory, I was thinking for intonation, that's another reason I like to play. And I'm not very good at piano, but I can play my cello melody on a piano, even if I just dun, 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 dun,
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun. It doesn't have to be fancy fingering or anything, but it can really help me internalize some of the diminished arpeggios and just some of the more odd harmonies that are in there in my ear. And then you figure out how to make it work with your hand.
The chords, it's so difficult to put in the place, but
yes. Well, you're doing a wonderful job. I think nothing struck me as you needing to really focus on intonation. So I think your hard work has paid off.
Thank you very much.
Your attention to it.
Ela perguntou de novo se ele tocava piano ou violão, uma coisa que ela disse que para ela ajuda a sentar no piano e tocar, principalmente para acordes diminutos ou arpejos diminutos ou harmonias mais difíceis, quando tu tem elas bem no ouvido. Mas ela disse que ela não ouviu nada assim que tivesse chamado a atenção dela na afinação do Lucas, que ele trabalhou bem e está dando resultados.
Aí, ó, essa é a culpada, ó. Valeu, prof.
Só o Millennium Paul.
We have a question here in our chat in YouTube and from Stella. If this memorization techniques works with fast pieces also, or if you have another kind of thing to do for this memorization.
That's a good question. I think it does work. So I was thinking about, because the other student was going to play the fast part of the chanson, so this same, I think two, well, these are my fingerings, but 2, 2, 2, 3, 4, thumb, 1, 1. I mean, I would probably do the same thing for something like that with fingerings.
But then would you do that slower? Because it might be hard to do it really fast.
Yes, I would do it slower.
Então, a pergunta era se para peças rápidas seria a mesma coisa. Ela disse que usaria, mas faria mais lento. Mas ainda assim, dizendo os números.
Uhum. Ok. Lucas, tens alguma outra pergunta para Adriana? Queres agradecer? Acho que seria bom, né?
Não, só agradecer. Thank you very much. It was a pleasure.
Pleasure to hear you. And Mariana, it's really lovely to be part of your event. So thank you again for the invitation. Great to be with everyone.
Yes, and thank you a lot for listening, Lucas, because the student couldn't come. So, Lucas, obrigado, né, por ter aceito.
Yes.
Estamos juntos, Fran.
Assim, de última hora, praticamente. Last minute, Lucas, please
Yes.
come here to help us.
Wonderful. Good for you.
It's really important to have a person like you here with us. Compartilhando saberes, Bianca. Como é que a gente diz isso em português? Sharing knowledge. That's it. That's important. Oh my God. The internet is a little bit unstable here in Brazil. But that's it. Bianca, muito obrigado, né? Muito importante a tua ajuda aqui para a gente. Isso realmente foi bem legal, né? Então, acho que é isso. A gente vai finalizando a nossa aula agora. Ângela, queres falar alguma coisa?
So, thank you again to
Absolutely.
Adriana and Bianca for being here, both of you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Ok, so de tarde a gente tem o professor Hugo Pilger, do Rio de Janeiro, que vai estar com a gente, e a gente vai encerrando a nossa aula por agora. Então, muito obrigado, gente. Tchauzinho.
Tchau, tchau.
E